Chapter 9: The Sun-Forged Samurai. On the second floor, a battle was in progress where both sides were of equal strength, but they were both holding back. But as for the reason why, this is so much fun. I haven't gotten this much enjoyment from a fight in a while. Well, makes sense since I as a commander must protect those who can't protect themselves. Although this guy Alastair is something else. I can tell he too is holding back. I made a few dents here and there, but he is very durable. I mean, all he's doing is throwing punches and knocking me away, so this is practically a stalemate. While I do enjoy the fun of battle, I think it's about time I get a little serious. I use my enchantment to imbue my blade with the heat of the sun, basically turning my blade into a katana that can cut/melt through anything. I charge in and swing toward Alastair. He tries to block it normally, but it cuts him deeper than any wound that I have made so far. He screams in pain, then immediately grabs the blade and throws it with me holding onto it, which made his hand have a burn mark, and I hit the wall. So you have an enchantment? And a bloodline one at that. Now that I have this information, there is no need for me to hold back. As soon as he said this, he entered a Kosadachi stance and began to roar. His skin was slowly going from a pale white to a dark purple. If he thinks he can just power up and stop holding back while I sit here and do nothing, he really must be an idiot. I might as well stop holding back a little. After entering the Kogasumi no Kami stance, I spoke. Hark! O great Ra, God of the sun's rays, lend thine ear to my humble Hika. Let thy light shine down upon me and bestow strength and vigor upon my soul. With thy guidance, lead me through the netherworld and kindle the shadow within me. May your eye of Horus watch over me, and your ankh of life empower me. So mote it be. After finishing, I heard a voice in my head speak to me. So you call on me again? Yes, I can tell you already know why. No, I don't. Please, go ahead and explain from the beginning. Cut the jokes, RA, I am in no mood to deal with this right now. Only you can ever dare to speak to a god that way, but that's why I chose you anyway. Fine then, you won. I'll let you borrow my power. Be my blade, O brave warrior, lay out your life for the sole purpose of slaying my foes. Let my eye of Horus watch over you, and my ankh of life empower you. So mote it be. I felt a surge of power and saw that my hair changed from pink to red, and my body was being covered with armor made of sunlight, glowing brighter than anything and everything in the room. I can tell that this armor was a yoroi, the samurai warrior's body armor, and that the obvious flames from it didn't burn or harm me. Looking at my katana, I could see that it too shone like the sun. I lost all fatigue from the fight like I was reborn. Thank you, RA, I will put this power of yours to good use. Alastair finally finished his transformation and saw me. He looked at me before speaking. You are a strong woman indeed. I guess you can never underestimate the indomitable human spirit. Let me know who you are, so I can engrave our battle into my mind. Since I know this will only end when one of us dies. I might as well tell him the name of his murderer, since I know his name already. I am Syra, the Sun-Forged Samurai. In the stairwell. Alice is almost to the entrance to the stairwell. While she runs, she thinks about what she'll say to Nicholas. But the closer she gets, a feeling starts to emerge from deep within her. This emotion was not new to her, since she has felt it many times before. Rage, unyielding and growing rage, no words could describe her hatred towards Nicholas. She was lied to and betrayed by someone she trusted. Why should I be mad, thought Alice. She made sure to not let their previous companionship make her forget what he did. He locked her up, and although she won't admit it, took away her lover, as well as making her other comrades forget about her. She will kill him and not hesitate like she did last time. She will make sure he dies by her hands, and she will have her revenge. As she gets closer, she starts to slow down and peeks inside. There he is, sitting down messing around with something at a table. She starts to walk over, and Dracula hasn't noticed her yet. When she thinks she is close enough, she stomps on the ground, making Dracula turn towards her. He looks and sees her. He stands up and is about to take something out of his pocket. Maybe the item he used to seal her? She doesn't know, but she has no time to find out. Using her sharp nails, she cuts his hand off. He grunts in pain before the wound starts sealing itself up. But it will take some time before Dracula's hand starts to regenerate. Alice isn't satisfied, her rage is still present, unquelled. She needs to vent it out, and there is no better way than to beat the living hell out of the one who is causing her rage. Thankfully, she knew that out of the three generals, Dracula, and her, Dracula was by far the weakest of them. She punched him in the gut, then the liver, forcing him to bend down a little and hold on to his stomach area. She used this chance to punch him right in the jaw, followed by a few left and right combos. For her final hit, she kicked into the wall. Dracula, now heavily wounded, spoke. So, there was never any room for negotiation? You really think there would be, since you sealed me in a coffin? Huh. I guess not, but I just wanted to see your reaction. Well, you did, but now you're on the floor, beaten to a pulp. Was it worth it? Hell yeah, it was. I wonder why you are so upset. Why don't you take a guess? Let me think, was it because I sealed you away? Or maybe it was because I sealed away the memories of your precious lover? No. No? What do you mean no? What other reason is there? Alice slowly leans in to whisper, the real reason was both. Before he could say anything, Alice punched him, but it wasn't like the ones before. She didn't hold back and punched a hole through his chest where his heart was. Now it is completely gone, with no chance of regenerating. Before he finally died, Dracula spoke, touché. Progenitor. Alice was confused, what did he mean by progenitor? But she didn't have the time to wonder. She had to quickly head down and assist the others. But all of a sudden she got lightheaded, she felt tired, really tired. But it wasn't like the battle she had exhausted her, then why? Congratulations. Due to the circumstances of your environment and the conditions already having been met, you are ready to evolve. What do these words mean? Where did they come from? What does it mean by evolution? Alice had too many questions, but no time left to answer them. She could feel her getting heavy and her consciousness fading. Sorry guys, you'll have to finish the fight without me, Alice thought before passing out. On the second floor, loud explosions can be heard as Syra and Alastor continue fighting. In this new form, Syra can create and manipulate flames, but thanks to Alastor's purple skin it can't do much, since it has increased durability and resistance to pretty much everything. Syra uses the flames to propel herself into the air and stay in the air. She then slashes at Alastor, sending gusts of flame toward him, which he dodges and then jumps towards. He reels his arm back to go in for a hit, but Syra won't just take this hit. Flame Tempest. A giant ball of fire appears above Syra and then shoots out small streams of fire that follow and hone in on Alastor. They're like seeking missiles and following Alastor even if he tries to dodge them. So he redirects his jump to go past her and land on the wall. He runs along the wall while the seeking flames follow after. After a lap around the room, he jumps towards Syra, just barely grazing her over the top of her head. She was confused as to why he did this, but then she saw the seeking missiles heading straight for her. A few huge explosions occurred, and no one could survive that. It seems you were your own downfall, Syra. You were a worthy opponent. Alastor turns around, about to detransform, but then he hears a voice. Scorching Sun God. Alastor turned back around to see that Syra was actually still alive. And behind was a giant made of flame that was missing its legs and only had its torso, arms, and head. Alastor could see that it was a man with a hawk head, wearing a disc on top of his head, with a serpent wrapped around the base of the disc like a crown. No. No way, said Alastor. I won't go down like this. Absolute defense. Alastor widened his stance and crossed his arms. He knew that this won't save him and that he would die here. After all, no mere mortal could escape a god's wrath. The flame manifestation of Ra copied what Syra did. So, she simply struck her fist toward the ground. Which, Ra did the same and ended up hitting Alastor, burning him and squishing him to his death. Alastor was dead, incarcerated into ashes. I won, said Syra. But before she could celebrate, a voice rang in her head. Now are you for the penalty? Yes, I am. I can't keep this form up much longer. Well then detransform and have a well-deserved rest. Yeah. Syra's hair turns back into a pinkish color and her flame armor disappears. As soon as everything returned to how it was, she shut her eyes and fell face first onto the floor. The end.